بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، له النعمة وله الفضل وله الثناء الحسن. I would like to begin today with the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to be giving khutbah. When he ever gave khutbah, he used to speak these words. As-salam. اتقوا ربكم. He used to say عليه الصلاة والسلام اتقوا ربكم وصلوا خمسكم وصوموا شهركم وأدوا زكاة أموالكم وأطيعوا ذا أمركم تدخلوا جنة ربكم. Let me begin with this hadith. When the Prophet ﷺ gives khutbah, he used to be saying these words. اتقوا الله ربكم, fear Allah your Lord, pray your fives, fast your month, give the alms, and be obedient to the one who is given authority over you. You will enter the Jannah of your Lord. اتقوا الله ربكم وصلوا خمسكم وصوموا شهركم وأدوا زكاة أموالكم وأطيعوا ذا أمركم تدخلوا جنة ربكم. It's a beautiful hadith. Alhamdulillah. Jazakumullah khair. No, it's for them, not for me. No, turn it to them, Sheikh. Yeah, أيوة. No. Interface the microphone. Yeah, just keep it like that. There, not here. Jazakallah khair. نعم. بارك الله فيك. جزاك الله خير. لا إله إلا الله ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. خلاص إن شاء الله, no problem. الله. أيوة. طيب. Coming to Hadith 411. عن أبي هريرة أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من ذكر رجلا بما فيه فقد اغتابه ومن ذكره بغير ما فيه فقد بهته. من ذكر رجلا بما فيه فقد اغتابه ومن ذكره بما ليس فيه فقد بهته. Whoever mentioned a person in something that is not of him, this is back. Sorry. Whoever mentions someone in something in bad character that he has already, this is backbiting. But whoever mentions someone in something that is not of him, then he had frauded him. Yani, he mentioned him falsely. Yani, this is a lie. This is buhtan. Buhtan is a fraud. That you claim some false things, attributing them to your brother. So this is buhtan. Buhtan is a great, severe lie, which is haram. But if you say something about your brother, which is in him, for example, he he has bad characters. He's angry person. For example, you say, this man is an angry person. This person is a tricky person. For example, okay, even if this is a bad character in him, you'll be blamed. Excuse me, just a second. Yeah, you will be blamed. So there is difference now between ghiba and buhtan. Buhtan is not permissible at all. It's haram. طيب. Both are permissible. Both are haram. But even, for example, if you backbite your brother, and someone blamed you for that, he said, for example, to you, why do you say that about your brother? Then usually you say, for example, I can say that in front of him. I'm not afraid of him. Okay, Mr. Tarzan, if you're not afraid of him, don't mention it. If you're not afraid, go to him and say it in front of him. But this is what people always say, I can say it in front of him. The problem, the question is, why do you have to say it? Why do you have to say it? Sometimes we are being pushed from inside to speak against others. Be careful. His flesh will be offered to you in Jahannam, will be converted as a false, stinky flesh that you have to eat. That you have to eat. So you should be careful about that. طيب. This was in Sahiha 1419. Coming to Hadith 414. عن أبي هريرة أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من فطرة الإسلام. Fitra, that means the usual disposition, nature of the person. It is something natural from the natural disposition that the person should be doing these things. It is the disposition of the nature of Islam that you do these things. Al-ghusl yawm al-jumu'ah. That you take a bath on Friday. Okay? Al-istinan. That you, for example, shave yourself. وَأَخْذُ الشَّارِبِ. And you shave your mustache. The Prophet ﷺ hated to see the Megans. You know, the Megans, they used to grow their mustache too much like this. And some people I've seen that a couple of days ago. One person, he wanted to win, what do you call that, Guinness? And he had the biggest mustache, which covers his mouth. Yani maybe if he wants to eat, he must use his hand to raise his mustache up in order to be able to eat. The Prophet saw people like this, he hated even to look at them. This is not of the nature. This is abnormal. Yeah. So he said, among the fitrah of Islam, that you take a bath Friday, al-istinan. Istinan is to shave, pubic hair, etc. وَأَخْذُ الشَّارِبِ. And you shave the mustache. Today people do the opposite. Okay? They do the opposite. They grow here, they shave here. وَإِعْفَاءُ اللِّحَى. And to let the beard grow. فَإِنَّ الْمَجُوسِ تُعْفِي شَوَارِبَهَا. For the Majus, Megans, fire worshippers. تُعْفِي شَوَارِبَهَا. They grow their mustache. وَتُحْفِي لِحَاهَا. While they shave their beards. فَخَالِفُوهُمْ. So oppose them. خُذُوا شَوَارِبَكُمْ. Yani, shave your mouth. Not all of it, because it says جُذُّ. It's a trim, yes. وَأَعْفُوا لِحَاكُمْ, and grow your beards. As-Sahiha 3123. Coming to Hadith 415. عن أبي هريرة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من قال حين يأوي إلى فراشه. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever says when he goes to his bed, لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله سبحان الله الحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر غفرت له ذنوبه وإن كانت مثل زبد البحر. Did you memorize that? لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. That's all. If you want to be forgiven.
Easy.
It's easy, but the knowledge is important. The knowledgeable person is a businessman. He knows how to make business, when to make business, and that is the best business. Business is not to go to the central London, no, or to open eBay or whatever. That's business, ya akhi. You want forgiveness? That's it. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. Period. Did you memorize it? It's easy. And you know what it means, لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. By itself, it is a treasure from beneath of the throne of Allah. Treasure. If a person is ignorant, he didn't know that. Oh, the day of judgment is going to be saying, oh, I didn't know that. Huh? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah is a treasure beneath the throne. I missed that. At the day of judgment, those who have no knowledge, those who lack knowledge to know about how to worship Allah, what are the best occasions to worship Allah, what, etc., etc., they'll be regretting at the day of judgment. Wallahi. The turning to knowledge is turning to Allah. And I mentioned to you the story of the three persons who entered the mosque. They saw the Prophet ﷺ giving ilm. One of them sat down immediately. The other one, he was confused. He was shy. He sat down. The third one left. So the first one, he turned to Allah and Allah turned to him. The other one, he was ashamed of Allah and Allah was shy of him as well. The third one turned away from Allah. Turned away from Allah, which means he turned from what? From knowledge. By Allah, how many people are turning away from Allah by turning away from knowledge? When the first time we give lecture, mashallah, 1,000 people. Next day, 400. Third day, 35. They keep decreasing. What is it? Lively business. Life means business. This is the best business for you. Now we know this hadith. When we apply it, alhamdulillah. Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhu, he heard the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying that if a person accompanies a funeral until people pray, perform janazah on it, he will be granted what weight? Similar weight of the mountain of Uhud. He will be given 1 qirat. He will be granted 1 qirat. What is the qirat? The Prophet said, what? Weights the same weight of Uhud mountain. Great reward. So Abdullah bin Umar, when he heard this hadith, he used to accompany the funeral until people perform prayer on it, and then he goes. But he heard Ibn Abbas, I think, saying, but I heard the Prophet saying something furthermore. He said, and whoever keep walking with it until it be buried, he will be given 2 qirat, not only 1. What Abdullah bin Umar said after that? He said, oh, by Allah, how many qirats we missed. How many qirats we missed. He didn't say, it's okay, I say La ilaha illallah. It's okay, I got many already. The people may say that. But the attitude of the Sahaba, no. How can we catch more hasanat? How can we get more? And they were so greedy to make sure that they'll be saved at the day, in a difficult day, at the day of judgment. The Prophet said about Uthman bin Affan, after he supported the whole army of Al-Usra, the Prophet said, nothing will be harming Uthman after what he donated today. Uthman didn't say, well, that's good. No qiyam anymore. No fasting anymore. He didn't say that. He was so greedy to get hasanat for his better position, because this is only one chance for an eternal life after that. Listen to what I say. It's the only chance. When you die, then you'll be cut off from this life. There is no other chance. Khalas. Then either you keep eternally regretting, or you'll be eternally happy. Take advantage of this. طيب. Qirat of hasanat. What weights? The same weight of the mountain of Uhud.
So that many hasanat. Hasanat worth the weight of Mount Uhud.
Don't. What? It's clear. For example, let's say if the mountain of Uhud weighs, for example, 500 tons, you'll be given 500 tons, inshallah. Huh? طيب.
Though you said when a person carries the grave, they're going to the grave and it gets too far.
Qira.
But there's some people, they walk for maybe 5 seconds or a couple of yards and they still get the same reward.
Until it will be buried. خلاص. When it's buried, finish, you go. Either you go or you stay. It's up to you. Allahu a'lam. But the hadith says that. Okay? طيب. عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه. Sorry. Yes, hadith number 418. Narrated by Anas رضي الله عنه. عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: من كف غضبه كف الله عنه عذابه. كف means he يكف. Let me see the word يكف. يكف, that means hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah, who dripped, you know what I mean, or drip. Yeah, he stopped. It says drip. Huh? Kafa. No, not hide. No. Kafa means refrained. Whoever refrained himself from his anger, Allah will be refraining his punishment. وَمَنْ خَزَنَ لِسَانَهُ سَتَرَ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ. And whoever kept his tongue away from saying any bad word, Allah will be covering his faults. وَمَنْ اعْتَذَرَ إِلَى اللَّهِ قَبِلَ اللَّهُ عُذْرَهُ. And whoever sought excuse and forgiveness from Allah, then Allah يعني sought pardon, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pardon him. As-Sahiha, Hadith 2360. Coming to Hadith 419 عن جرير قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من لا يرحم لا يرحم. Whoever doesn't grant forgiveness, grant mercy, he will not be granted mercy. وَمَنْ لَا يَغْفِرْ لَا يُغْفَرْ لَهُ. And he who doesn't forgive, he will not be forgiven. وَمَنْ لَا يَتُبْ لَا يُتَبْ عَلَيْهِ. And whoever doesn't repent, he will not be granted repentance. As-Sahiha 483. Coming to Hadith 420 عن أبي ذر مرفوعا من لا أمكم من خدمكم فأطعموهم مما تأكلون. Whoever suited you among servants, is suitable for you among your servants. فأطعموهم مما تأكلون. Feed them from what you feed yourself. وألبسوهم مما تلبسون. What's the meaning of feed them from يعني don't feed them from the remnants that you throw or you don't need after you eat. No. This is the opposite of the meaning. Feed them from what you eat. That means their food should be the similar of your food. You don't eat the flesh and give them the bones or the remnant like some rich people do. If they finish food, okay, bring those poor people or the cook or the servants, yalla, take the rest. No. وَمَنْ لَا يُلَائِمُكُمْ مِنْ خَدَمِكُمْ فَبِيعُوا. And if among the servants are those who are not suitable for you, then sell them. وَلَا تُعَذِّبُوا خَلْقَ اللَّهِ. And do not torture the servants of Allah Azza wa Jal. Sell them and don't torture them. As-Sahiha 739. Coming to Hadith 421 عن أبي هريرة قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من وقاه الله شر ما بين لحييه وشر ما بين رجليه دخل الجنة. What are al-lahi? The jaws. Al-lahi is the jaws. Lahyayhi is two jaws. Whom Allah protected his two jaws, that means from speaking evil. And what is between his two thighs, and that means his private part, protected it, maintained it for him from evil. دخل الجنة, will enter Jannah. Will enter Jannah. طيب. Hadith As-Sahiha 510. Coming to Hadith 422. Connection is very weak. It had disappeared, subhanallah. طيب. Where's the brother? Brother, can you bring the bag, please? I think it's important to bring the whole bag because it contains internet inside it. Jazakallah khair. May Allah reward you, sir. What a great brother, mashallah. May Allah bless him. And bless you as well, all of you. Except who? Except the kuffar. طيب. I'm still waiting for the connection to. طيب.
So I'm just going to ask, if you do istighfar subconsciously,
if you do istighfar, what?
Subconsciously, in the sense that you're not,
like what subconsciously?
I mean, in the sense that you're not focusing on istighfar, astaghfirullah, but you're not like focusing, will you be rewarded in that? appreciate.
Allahu Alam, it had been narrated that one person was saying astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. So Ali heard him, Ali radiallahu anhu heard him. He said, you know, your istighfar seeks istighfar, requires istighfar. You need to ask Allah to forgive you for the type of forgiveness you're making. Yeah, it's important to say it from the heart, focus it.
Yeah, but I mean, when you've been doing for quite a while, then you tend to sort of disconnect from the.
Anyway, try your best, inshallah. Even though, inshallah, I hope you'll be rewarded. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. I hope you'll be rewarded. Despite that. Barakallah feek. Thank you very much. No. There's a problem with connection. Because some people are watching me also. I'm broadcasting it. But there's no way. No, maybe it's not here. Can you check if the connection in the office is, maybe it's off if you ask me, because it was available and suddenly it disappeared. Jazakumullahu khairan akhi. May Allah reward you. طيب, coming to Hadith 422, narrated by Jabir and Abdullah radiallahu anhu, Jabir bin Abdullah, that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man yakun fi hajati akhihi, yakunillahu fi hajatih." As-Sahiha 2362. Whoever will be in the need of his brother, Allah will be for his need. Whoever is in the need for his brother, Allah will be for his need. It's clear, understand? طيب, alhamdulillah.
So if you help your brother's need, Allah will help you. If I help my brother.
If you strive, if you work on sufficing your brother for his need, Allah will be for your need. طيب. Narrated by Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, that the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Al-mu'minu alladhi yukhalitu an-nasa wa yasbiru ala adahum khayrun min al-mu'min alladhi la yukhalitu an-nas wa la yasbiru ala adahum." Al-mu'minu alladhi yukhalitu an-nasa wa yasbiru ala adahum, jazakallah khair, khayrun min al-mu'min alladhi لا يخالط الناس ولا يصبر على أذاهم. سبحان الله العظيم. طيب. No way. Alhamdulillah. As-Sahiha, hadith number 939. The Prophet said, the believer who gets himself mixed with people and become patient for the harm he may receives because of that, is better than the believer who neither mixes himself with people nor show patience for the harm he gets from them. Why is that? The question is why? Because the believer is fruitful, beneficial. Wherever he goes, he benefits people with a knowledge, with an advice, with wisdom, enjoining what is good, forbidding what is evil. He's always practical. He's always practical, beneficial, and he was given the example that the Prophet gave. The believer is just like the palm tree. Have you heard of the palm tree? The palm tree is beneficial. Okay. It was off, I think.
the problems in it, but they tell us that.
All right, okay. The palm tree is beneficial, fruitful from A to Z. You can use it. It has a lot of uses. It has a lot of usages. Not only for eating. There are many works. Many beneficial, even to construct. Many beneficials. So the Prophet said, the believer is just like a nakhla. It's like the palm tree. So, be patient for what you encounter from people. Because this is the attitude. Some people, you do them good, they show you what? Harm. You benefit them, they harm you. So be patient. You give them advice, they criticize you. طيب. Hadith, coming to Hadith 427 عن سعيد بن المسيب أنه قال رسول الله بينما رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم جالس. He said, while the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم was sitting, ومعه أصحابه, and his companions were with him, وقع رجل بأبي بكر. A man started to speak ill against Abu Bakr. فصمت عنه أبو بكر. Then Abu Bakr kept silent. ثم آذاه الثانية. Then he hurted him, he harmed him for the second time. فصمت عنه أبو بكر. Then Abu Bakr kept patient. ثم آذاه الثالثة. Then he harmed him the third time. فانتصر منه أبو بكر. Then Abu Bakr refuted him. He started to rebut him, responded. فقام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حينما انتصر أبو بكر. Then the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he stood up after Abu Bakr رضي الله عنه retaliated for himself. After he retaliated for himself. فقال أبو بكر أوجدت علي يا رسول الله. Then Abu Bakr said, did you get angry with me, O Rasulullah? Alaykum as-salam to Allah. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, نزل ملك من السماء يكذبه بما قال لك. The Prophet said, an angel went down from the sky to say to him, you are a liar. فَلَمَّا انْتَصَرْتَ وَقَعَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Then when you retaliated for yourself, the shaitan had come. فَلَمْ أَكُنْ لِأَجْلِسْ إِذْ وَقَعَ الشَّيْطَانِ. So I was not supposed to be sitting while shaitan had come. So people, by their behavior, by their attitudes, they can invite the devil in their attitudes. Like for example, if you said Bismillah before entering the house, if you said Bismillah before entering the house, shaitan will not enter. But if you do something wrong, watching movies, putting music, for example, doing things that don't meet the existence of the angels, then the angels will be leaving you for the devil. The devil will enter, even if you say Bismillah before you entered. Okay? طيب. No plus net. Oh, it came. طيب. الصحيحة حديث 2376. Coming to hadith 428 عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص مرفوعا نهى أن يجلس الرجل بين الرجلين إلا بإذنهما. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited that a man will be coming and sitting between the two people. We call such person malgoof, curious. Two persons are talking to one another, then suddenly he interferes and sits between them. What are you talking about? What's the subject? What's the topic? Islam is a religion of sensitivity, dhawq. Really. For example, if two people are speaking in a language and there's a third one with them, okay, then they should be seeking his permission that they speak by another language that he doesn't understand. You should do that. Seeking permission from him. Islam is a religion of sensibility. Can you imagine that you see all of these things, that these things happen where? These teachings came from where? From the desert. Hey, wallah, the desert is more civilized than what we see today. Wallah. Wallahi, I prefer that desert. Nah.
You know, when two people are sitting, they're speaking, do you seek their permission or today when you join them? Today you're going to sit with them?
Yeah, seek your permission, yeah. But not to sit down between them like this. Hey, what's the topic? What are you talking about? Well, they may say, are you a spy? No. Hadith number, yes. Also there's hadith that the Prophet ﷺ prohibited that a man sits in the shade and the sun. The shade and the sun both together. We don't know why. The Prophet didn't say why. We say, we hear and we obey. It's authentic. خلاص. No. No.
Sometimes in the masjid, it's shade and sun. Like, what do you do?
As long as you were under the shade and suddenly it becomes sunny, change your position.
Okay.
Unless it's important. Crowd of people in the mosque, there's no space. What you can do? What can you do?
The hadith said
Mm.
a man was sitting between shade and sun.
Mm. Yes. For example, either under the sun or under the shade. So when it becomes both, if you can change your position, do.
How will it become both together? Are you sitting half in shade and half in sunlight? Or
Because the sun moves. And at time, for example, there's a window. Okay? That happens.
let's say the sun, this bit is shade and that bit is sunlight from the window.
Change your position.
Okay.
Coming to Hadith 432. عن ابن عمر نهى صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الوحدة. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم disallowed, prevented وحدة. وحدة means loneliness. أن يبيت الرجل وحده أو يسافر وحده. That the person lives alone in a house or travels alone. Why? He said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, with the one, the devil is closer. With the two, the devil is more distant. The devil is more distant. And even he disallowed that a person travel alone. He said, the traveler, the one single traveler, is a devil. And the two are devil. And the three are convoy. It doesn't mean that he is shaitan and that means he's prone to the devil's interference, devil's trick, he's weaker. The person is weaker. With the community, he's stronger against the devil. Unless those companions are devils. Friends, mates, نعم. الصحيحة حديث number 60. Coming to hadith 434 عن معاوية رضي الله عنه، معاوية بن قرة عن أبيه قال: قال رجل يا رسول الله إني لأذبح الشاة فأرحمها. قال: والشاة إن رحمتها رحمك الله. Subhanallah. Take this hadith to the human right, to the animal right. But yeah, even the human rights today, they are blinding their eyes from what's happening in Syria. Poor people, may Allah grant them victory. Ya Rabbi. Allah musta'an. Allah musta'an. طيب. So a man said to the Prophet ﷺ, O Prophet, I slaughter the sheep and I have mercy on it. The Prophet said, even the sheep, if you deal with it mercifully, Allah will grant you mercy. Even the sheep, if you mercy it, Allah will grant you mercy. As-Sahih hadith number 26. Stunning, hitting the sheep and the cow in order to get dizzy. Is this mercy? No, it's not mercy. There is nothing against the religion of Allah that doesn't go according to the instructions and the law of Allah, but it's not normal and it's not merciful. Yes, my brother?
Can I go to the previous hadith that we quoted?
What is it?
You know, about the prohibited loneliness.
Loneliness, yes.
If you use the word prohibited, what would the ruling be?
Naha. Well, naha means النهي. النهي is to prohibit.
So what would the ruling be if someone was to travel alone?
If it's possible, which people it doesn't mean that he disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if he does it deliberately, but people usually should not travel alone as far as they can have company. But if he did it deliberately while he can, then I would say this is disobedience. But if he can't, that's another issue. Okay?
What if you travel requires you just traveling without being accompanied by anybody else?
I don't like too much questions because I want to finish hadith. But anyway, I'm going to answer your question and delay after that your question, inshallah, after I finish. Yes, my brother.
No, I was just saying, what if you travel requires just you to travel without anybody?
That's what I was saying to my brother. If the circumstances overwhelm you and you can't do any better, then there's nothing wrong, inshallah. Circumstances, for example, push that you have to live alone. There's no one that you live with. But it's better that you find someone to be a good company, inshallah, with you, that you sleep with you in the house. A good Muslim will be a good,
Not easy.
That's another issue. We're not talking about the assembly here is not social. We're giving the rules about what is better. So Allahu A'lam. Easy, not easy. Okay? طيب. Hadith number 435, narrated by Anas radiallahu anhu, that the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ, I swear by the one who my soul lies in his hand, لا يضع الله رحمته إلا على رحيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not set his mercy except on one who is merciful. قالوا كلنا يرحم. They said, we all give mercy, grant mercy. قال ليس برحمة أحدكم صاحبه. يرحم الناس كافة. يعني it's not only that you grant mercy on someone whom you know, but you should be granting mercy on all people. الصحيحة Hadith 167. Coming to Hadith. Now, coming to Hadith 442 عن أبي جري جابر ابن سليم قال رأيت رجلا يصدر الناس عن رأيه لا يقول شيئا إلا صدروا عنه. He said, I saw a man that people are complying to his command. He doesn't give any command, but they obey him. قلت من هذا? I said, who is this? قالوا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. قلت عليك السلام يا رسول الله. عليك السلام. He said it twice. Then the messenger said, لا تقل هذا, لا تقل عليك السلام. Don't say عليك السلام. فإن عليك السلام تحية الموتى. For عليك السلام is a term that is addressed to the dead people. قال قلت أنت رسول الله? He said, are you the messenger of Allah? قال أنا رسول الله. Now here, there's something missing. I remember it in another narration. فقال إلى ما تدعو? What do you invite people to? What do you call people to do? He said, أنا رسول الله الذي إذا مسك ضر ودعوته كشفه عنك. I am the messenger of Allah who, whenever a harm strikes you, there is no one to relieve you from that suffer except Allah. وَإِنْ أَصَابَكَ عَامُ سَنَةٍ, and if any famine stroke you, فَدَعَوْتَهُ, then you call him, أَنْبَتَهَا عَلَيْكَ. If there's a dry land that you complain, and you ask him, Allah will grow it for you. I am the messenger of the one upon whom, whenever harm strikes you and you call upon him, he will relieve you from that. And if a famine took your land, then you ask him, he will grow it for you. وَإِذَا كُنْتَ بِأَرْضٍ قَفْرَاء أَوْ فَلَاةٍ, and if you are in a wide desert, فَضَلَّتْ رَاحِلَتُكَ, then your cattle, your camel, your horse, if it lost the way, then you ask Allah, then He will let you find it. رحمك الله. قلت اعهد لي. So I'm sure you understand the hadith. This is what the Prophet said. If you have a problem, any lively problem, ask him. Where is that compared to what people do at the graves? They keep asking, if they visit the grave of this wali or this saint, they keep asking him. Or they ask the Prophet from far, ﷺ. Or when they visit his grave, they say, oh Prophet, I'm in trouble, etc., etc. Yes, people do that. You know, today, I've seen something really funny on YouTube. They put the dust, ghubar, you know the dust? You know when you clean this from the dust? They put it in envelope and they give it to people. And people take a long queue and they say, this is the dust of Al-Hussein, the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I just saw it a while ago. Subhanallah. So the Prophet said, yes, I am the messenger of the one upon whom, when you ever have a problem, you raise your hands and ask him, He will relieve you from the problem. If your land become dry, it's Him whom you'll be asking to release